Good afternoon, again, everyone. Welcome to the actual night's final front load and another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. If you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Roteberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, so you know the drill. Please read the article, share it on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC actually does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center and Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please go ahead and use your headphones. Trigger warning 2, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 or younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is advised, all right? Okay, so where we left off last time. Hold up, people. TV. Response. The FDA agrees that the scientific literature does not support the link between the application of ESDs and seizures. Are you on crack? Can we not infer that the scientific literature does fact that it is a risk if you're shocked with electricity that you're going to have heart issues or seizures? This wish-washy crap that I'm talking about, FDA. You very much do not support the science if you are saying that, but specifically ESDs though. Why is that, everyone? Why is that? Why is it? Because it's only used in one place. You can't establish a link for something with the place who's they're on the hot seat, so what they're going to say in regards to the matter is not going to matter a hell of a lot, and nobody else will be willing to do those tests because they consider them unethical as hell. What we could have said here is that the scientific literature does back that being shocked with high voltage electricity can cause heart issues and seizure issues. Okay? Particularly when we talk about those who are prone to them. One of the reasons this was brought up is some of the individuals who are at the JRC are dual or triple threat diagnoses. So they could be an individual who does have seizures. If you already have seizures, guess what happens when you get shut up with that much electricity? And we know this because we have surveillance videos of it causing exactly that. But let's read on, shall we? Accordingly, the FDA noted that the proposed rule that the sources for such information were individuals who attributed their seizures to the use of ESDs, as well as advocacy groups that stated that the shock could trigger seizures. So it's all us advocates' fault. It couldn't be the fact that we took into consideration what we know from police tasers that have caused exactly the two things mentioned here. It's just, but that's what you say. Jesus Christ. We don't say it. Common sense and logic says it. The science literature we have on how certain folks respond to police tasers tells us this. And police tasers run at a far lower volt range than what they use at the JRC. Is it too much to ask to find someone that's not necessarily, you're not part of the groups? Can I find someone with a pair of balls? Sorry, but just saying. We then explained on the basis of such statements that ESDs may pose additional risks, including seizures, which makes sense if you think about the literature in regards to police tasers and also the literature in regards to ECT treatments. It's all standardized known stuff, but the JRC is trying to say that magically the same things do not apply to them, even though they use a far higher amount in voltage in their machines than either the police taser or what is used in ECT treatment. But yeah, I'm going to take their word on that. Sure, Jan, sure. Although this commenter explains that current would have to be applied across the brain to induce seizures, FDA notes that biochemical pathways that contribute to seizures are not well understood. We know for a fact that there are certain things that may not, you would think, physically be able to cause a seizure that we know do. High rating, blinking screens contributing to seizures in regards to epilepsy. You know what I mean, right? If you run a risk of having seizures and they are putting you in a traumatic environment, there's going to be seizures. For the love of God, take my word on it on that one. As such, and given the dearth of research on seizures are not well understood, as such, given the dearth of research on the effects of ESDs, FDA continues to regard seizures as a possible additional risk. But we agree that this is not a well established risk, mainly because nobody else on planet Earth is willing to literally set up a test where they put epileptics on a freaking human shock collar. Big surprise, right? Since we weighed the evidence in part according to its source and the degree of the support in the scientific literature, thank God you looked at the other devices that I've mentioned, because my God, the way I would, yeah. We did not accord this information significant weight, and it does not significantly affect our evaluation and the risk benefit profile of ESDs for SAB or AB. The reason, kids, once again, it was data cooked up by the JRC. The JRC are the ones with their asses on the hot seat. It can literally be disregarded for that reason, but just as a way to show that the FDA was playing ball with everyone, they went over what the so-called conclusions were in regards to those tests. The FDA then, going through these comments, made clear why they do not agree in any way, shape, form, or capacity with the findings that the JRC tried to conclude. In fact, they believe, like the rest of us, that this reasoning that if a new aggressive behavior comes out to quote unquote replace an old one because you're violently tormenting me, that isn't, they say that that's progress. Yeah, these are the people that we allowed to have millions of dollars in federal funds during COVID. That kind of like evil, dipped in the evil Disney acid trip pit of hell kind of crap. Ugh, I can't even come up with a legitimate we're gonna close out. All right, we don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Please don't forget to utilize the comments. I appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone.